Did you feel pressured in any way whatsoever not to proceed with the case, with the police?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there is a strange culture of silence in the parties, and you don't... The idea of sort of speaking out on these sort of issues, especially around a campaign, is just... It's like letting the team down. You're not a team player.
I have listened to Brittany. Jenny and I spoke last night, and she said to me, you have to think about this as a father first. What would you want to happen if it were our girls? So I've reflected on that overnight and listened to Brittany and what she had to say. There are a couple of things here we need to address.
The power of Jen, and more importantly, the power of Brittany. Brittany Higgins' powerful testimony on national television last night of being allegedly raped on a minister's couch by another staffer in Parliament House, then feeling pressured to keep quiet about it, moved the PM to go where politics has had trouble going for so long, an understanding of what it feels like to be on the wrong end of an imbalance of power.
Despite what were the genuine good intentions of all those who did try to provide support to Brittany, that clearly, by what she said last night, at the end of the day, she did not feel that way. And that is not okay.
It also moved him into national dad politics. That place political leaders go where it apparently only matters when you can imagine your own children facing a similar situation.
You said this conversation really hit home when you had it with Jenny. Thought about it as a husband and a father. Shouldn't you have thought about it as a human being?
Well, look, in my own experience, being a husband and a father is central to me, my human being. So I just can't follow the question you're putting.
National dad politics only goes so far, though. For example, it doesn't seem to go to the way you think about two small girls who have now been in detention for more than 1,000 days. But back to Brittany Higgins and how the reaction to her story has developed over the course of the last 48 hours. Higgins' interview last night and the PM's interventions today have raised questions about just who knew what and when, and what the government and the political establishment more broadly have now done in response. Higgins claims that at least 3 people in the Prime Minister's office were aware of what had happened that night in March 2019, and that when Four Corners ran its controversial story about bad behaviour in Parliament House in October last year, one of those staffers had rung her out of the blue to see how she was faring. The PM has disputed this. Another member of Reynolds' staff at the time is now also working in Morrison's office. More significantly, no one told the PM anything for 2 years of allegations of a serious crime being committed in a minister's office by a government staffer.
When did you first know about the Brittany Higgins allegations?
24 hours ago.
So given that you have at least 2 or 3 or more people in your office that were involved in this in the beginning, and certainly Linda Reynolds was aware that it was an alleged assault back in April 2019, she never told you? Do you have some sort of don't ask, don't tell policy?
That is a very valid question, and I can assure you that there is no such policy, and I'm not happy about the fact that it was not brought to my attention, and I can assure you people know that. I can assure you people know that.
Is it acceptable that the Defence Minister was aware that a reported serious crime had been committed in her office, but did not inform the Prime Minister or his office?
The Prime Minister has the call, Mr Speaker, and it shouldn't happen again.
I unreservedly apologise to Brittany Higgins.
The Prime Minister has asked backbencher Celia Hammond, a former university Vice-Chancellor, to identify ways that standards and expectations and practices can be, quote, further improved in the coalition. Labor has called for an expert review, outside government and across the Parliament, as has happened in the Defence Force and in the Parliaments of Victoria, the United Kingdom and New Zealand.
Probably repeatedly warned about.
House of Reps crossbenchers Zali Steggall, Helen Haines and Rebecca Sharkey are instead proposing a body established by the Parliament itself that would be a complaints body for everyone who works in Parliament House.
So it's got to be out of the system. It has to be out of the system. I don't think sitting within Department of Finance with a minister still of the government of the day is really going to provide that level of confidence.
And back towards me again. That's it, thank you.
Things have changed in federal parliament since 2018, when Linda Reynolds got up to protest about the bullying of female colleagues in the Liberal Party.
I do not recognise my party at the moment. I do not recognise the values. I do not recognise the bullying and the intimidation that has gone on.
But they have not changed so far for the better. The last word tonight should go to Brittany Higgins.
The Prime Minister's announcement of an investigation into the culture in Parliament House is a welcomed first step, though it is long overdue. It should not have taken my story or the story of other victim survivors to air on national television for the Prime Minister or any member of Parliament to take action on workplace sexual harassment, assault or bullying. Everyone should feel safe to report sexual assault without fear of losing their job.
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 7:30's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.